Yes. So today we are just talking about the domain number 2, and it is all about the asset security. So the thing is to understand here right now that what are the assets in the company, where you're going to protecting, how to securing things in the assets point of view. So we just want to know that, hey, Mahesh, what are the assets we're going to be protecting in the companies, how to be securing the things it's all about. And before we go to the talking about some asset security, we are talking about like data point of view, how what is the data is all about, and how we're going to is classifications point of view, and on all those things in this particular module is all about. So this module, so you can see we have this is the cheat sheet available, and then we have some all those domains controls point of view that what are the things, what the controls we're going to implement on the data point of view, right? So wait a second. So let me know that in this asset security, what exactly you know about all those fundamentals, like sir, like if you're talking about some asset classifications point of view. So asset security, first of all, we're talking about some classification of levels of the data, like we have what type of data we have, what we are going to use in the data point of view into the things is all about. So in this particular module, we are talking about what are the data about, because assets you can see, sir, we have data, information security, like information is what is the data is all about. So how do we securing the data, how do we classify the data, what is the data lifecycle is all about, how to protecting data, what are the technologies you going to implementation on the data point of view. And data is everywhere, okay, right, on premises point of view. And data is, you can say, sir, it is all about into the cloud. Data is everywhere, so we have different technologies, different implementation, deployment, integration, use cases. Okay, we talking about some user behavior analytics. We talking about some how the anomaly detection has been happen, how the signatures are based on the data point of view. So all those very important terms we're going to discuss about into the in this particular module. And we will going to be compare about like data is in the cloud. Okay, and we're talking about some how the on-premises data, and we talking about into the module is like the data compliances point of view, right? What are the compliance regarding the data point of view is all about. So before we going to talking about all those things, we just going to be go step by step. Okay, like classify information and supporting assets, determine the maintain ownership, data privacy, ensure private retentions, determine data security controls, and establish handling requesting is all about. So these are some key points, I would say, that for the data point of view. And if you're talking about, we have all those things about all those modules is available. Like we have different type of content and detailed content about data stock things will be available. So I'm just going to sharing all those things into the one of the Google Drive, so that you are going to be see all those documents. This is for preparation. That would be really helpful to you into the same. Yeah, this is all those questions I have going to prepare for you. Okay, so this is if you can go to this one, and this is the new domains of the same. You can see this asset security and risk management. It was working 2018. This particular module was there, but the things concept are mostly remain same there. Nothing is going to be changed, but little bit of the different things are the part of into the same, right? So and if you're talking about, sir, into the, this is very small, not a big domain, but identify and classify information assets in the companies, how to identify the assets in the company, how to classify the assets in the company, and information and assets in the company is all about, right? And establish an information and asset handling requirements, like, sir, how do we handling all those assets, and how do we providing some establishment on the assets point of view. So we are going to discuss about all those things, I would say, into this particular module this is all about. And then we go talking about some provision resource securely. So how do you providing some securely provisioning all those things that it is, how suppose we have data provisioning will be there. How do you going to provide some provisioning? Manage data lifecycle. So how to creating the data, how to purging the data, how to manage the data, how to providing ownership of the data, how to manage the data. All those things are the part of it. And ensure appropriate asset retention. Okay, like end of the life and end of support of the assets. You can say that, and determine the data security controls and compliance requirements. So what are the compliance about the same, and to determine the data security controls on the this particular asset security point of view. So this is a very interesting, and I would say that it is very competitive domain which we're talking about right now into the asset security point of view. So I'm going to be asking some couple of questions regarding the same, and then you can just go to answers to me. Sir, I know how much knowledge do you have right now regarding the same, and I'm going to be adding the things for you into the same year, right? So
Yes.
I'm just going to be opening the notepad. Wait a second. Okay, so we talking about some asset. So what are the assets in the companies? Okay, like I'm talking about enterprise companies or any companies. What are the assets do you think, sir? These are some assets in the company?
So computing devices
Yes, you're right. Any other
and
things?
network infrastructure and web assets like websites, web portals.
Yes, where the data information is available, all are the assets. Okay, like
Yes.
sir, we have I can say I'm going to be adding into the same, sir. We have some tangible assets. Okay,
Yes.
tangible assets we can, where you can touch. Okay, you can feel, like a data card, laptop, mobile. Okay, all those things are the part of tangible where you can touch it. Okay, you can feel it. So data card, where the data will be there, laptop, hard disk, RAM. Okay, and all those devices where the data will be there on physical. And then we second, sir, intangible. Yes, anything, any examples? Intangible assets. Okay, like sir, building is also okay. Building is also assets in the company. Okay, like where is the data will be there? Okay, where the data is going to flowing it. Our data center. Okay, data center also is a part of it. Your tangible assets, I can say that. Okay, like your laptop, your you can say so your RAM. Okay, and so on. Here we have lots of different things where the data will be moving it. Okay, that is called tangible assets in the company. Okay, then second thing is intangible assets. What do you think, sir? What are the intangible assets in the company?
So company secrets.
Yeah, company secrets. Yes, you're right. Uh, yeah, patents, trademark, copyrights, trade secrets, all are licenses. Okay, these all are the intangible assets. Okay, in the companies. Okay, like Windows licenses. Okay, I'm talking about your firewall licenses. Okay, and I'm talking about patents, copyright, trademark, patents, trade secrets. What is the trade secret of the Coca-Cola company? What is the trade secret of the McDonald's? Okay, they have same test, same as SOP will be following in globally, right? So these are some intangible assets you can going to doing it. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, I think this very simple things. Okay, then the second question comes with picture, sir. I'm going to be implementing the DLP solution. Okay, I'm talking about data loss prevention. Okay, so how do you implement? Any ideas, sir? How to implement the data loss implementation or DLP solution? Anything in the companies?
Certain specialized software are coming for DLP.
First, you are going to doing it. Data loss
Uh,
prevention is basically where the data is going to be okay lost, okay, and you're going to preventing the things. So this asset security is based on all those things, my dear friends. Like, sir, we want to know in data point of view, sir, that like which data we going to be secure, which data going to be important, which data is going to be very, very important. So we are going to be here right now, coming here, right? Very simple things. Yes, here. Like, sir, we have some military sectors, private sector. Okay, first of all, if you're going to implement DLP solution, or suppose you're going to implement any specific solution regarding, like, I would say, compliances point of view, or you're going to be implementing the EDR solution, NDR, XDR, whatever solution the company, right? Uh, ADR, NDR, or EDR solution, and then we have XDR, extended. Okay, and then we talking about some solutions, and we talking about some like SIEM solution, so we can some test SOAR solution, we have next gen solution, whatever. Okay, so the thing is, right now, first of all, you need to understand, sir, we have what type of military sector data, and we have some private sector data is all about. So give me some examples like top secret data in military sector. What is the top secret data in the company? Yeah, anything you would
Um,
like to share to me, sir? This is all about uh,
um, this, sir, like for example, weaponry details in defense sector.
yes, you're right. Nuclear weapons is all top secret data. Okay, we're impacting the country here. Okay, military sector, sir. We have classified the information. Okay, we have classified the information in three particular controls: the data in use, data at rest, and data in motion. Right. So in this military sector, sir, we talking about some data is very, very top secret, I would say that. So this data required some encryption. Okay, and we require need to more security on the implementation on the top secret data like nuclear weapons or military data, or you can say, sir, we have submarines informations, we have aircraft informations, we have engines informations, and so on here. Okay, and we have secret information, we have confidential information, we have sensitive but unclassified information, and we have unclassified information, which is all about. So that's we have one sector is military sector, and we require to get all those data is very, very important, I would say. If you're going to implement the DLP solution, data loss prevention things in the companies, right? Like Symantec or whatever company, you are going to know, hey, which data we're going to be encrypt. Okay, so that's top secret data, confidential data, sensitive data, unclassified data, what type of data is in the company, and we're going to be securing it. Okay, then what is the sensitive data in the company? What is confidential? What is a private? What is the meaning of all those things? I'm talking about sensitive data. What do you mean is sensitive data in the private sector? Okay, because we all are working into the private sector. Um, like you can say, sir, we have aviation industries is a private sector, IT industry it's a private sector, and you can say, I would say we have manufacturing industries, private sector. We have plant oil and gas industries, it's a private sector. So mostly the IT people are working into the private sector, so that we have enterprise or we have corporate companies, and they are the private sectors is all about. So they are going to maintain some sensitive data, the company's point of view, and we have some confidential data, we have some private data. So I would like to know, as per you, any specific names of the type of data. Suppose what is
Sir,
the
PII of the customers,
yes.
clients for these IT industries.
Yes, that's sensitive data is all about, right? We have some sensitive
Yes.
data. Like, sir,
Personally
we
identifiable information of the clients.
yes, PHI data, you're right. PII data, PHI data, that's very sensitive. And the diseases of the particular employee or whatever, that's very sensitive information about, like any material status or something like that. That's sensitive information about the employees. Okay, that's a called is the private sector. And what is the confidential data is all about?
Confidential.
Yeah, anything, an example I will add into the same year, so that basic understanding is very important.
Which should be known only to the sender and the receiver, not to the third person.
Mm.
Like, sir, like top management email communications.
You can say easily say, sir, NDR, okay, like non-disclosure agreement, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Again, non-disclosure agreement is a confidential data in the company, right? Where the client and the you know what the team, the company is gonna be confidential, is deal with the same proposals, okay, tenders are confidential, proposal are confidential, and again, non-disclosure agreement, NDS, very confidential data is all about. Okay, that's all the confidential data, and this data is going to categorize. Okay, like why it is very important, because sir, I'm going to implement the DLP solution. So uh, I would like to know that, hey, what is the category of the data? That's very important. Okay, the classification of the data is very important. Like, sir, I have a Word file. In this Word file, I have the employees debit card, credit card information. Okay, so which is comes under into the same sensitive, confidential, private, company restricted, company confidential, public. What is the category of the data? That is very, you need to understand, hey, this is the part of the SIEM. Okay, and suppose in this you have a Word file, and you have going to getting some license information or the passport information of the employee. Okay, so which is comes under which category? That is very important. So as per the you company, okay, is define the categories of the information. Hey, that is very sensitive information. Okay, so as per the category of the information, the security will be implemented, my dear. Okay, that is very important. Sir, suppose you have selected, hey, it's a private information, or say it's a public information. So that's not encrypted, my dear. That's not confidential. That is not the required some security on the same. Like, suppose you are working as a HR, and you to sending the job description or the to the different people which is going to do interviews, shortlisted. Okay, so you're going to sending some JD. So JD is not a confidential, it's not a private, it's
It's
not
a
a
public.
sensitive. Okay, so it comes under public. Okay, so there is
Yes.
no security requirement here. Okay,
Yeah.
and like general guidance. Okay, general guidelines, you can say, sir, like HR guidelines, or you can say transport guidelines. So they are fine, but they are not we don't want to take some any encryption. Okay, or you can won't want to take any security implementations on the same. So that's depend company to company and data to data, what type of data they're going to do the uh, security implementation. That's very important here. Okay, so that we have different technologies we discuss about later on, but the first scenario is that you need to understand that how do we classify what are the information, what is the data, and how do we know that, hey, this data is going to do encryption, or we're going to do security implementation, or prevent we're going to protect the data, and which data we don't want to protect. The data is all about. So first things, you need to understand classification levels. That's very important. And once you're going to do some questions, okay, like asset security questions we have on the CISSP. So the same thing concept will be coming in your mind. So think like a security manager, like that. Okay. Okay. First thing is clear. Second thing is typical the retention durations. So my question to you, Ruchi, why do we require to retention of the data for the long term? If we don't retain the retention of the data, then what happened here? If this is very important or not important?
Sir, it is very important. Sometimes in events of hacking or exposure data breaches, it is required for a secure restoration from a securely kept backup. In cases of like
Mhm.
websites and all.
Yes, yes. So the
And
data is retention is very important, like cyber forensics here. Think any cybercrime attack happen, okay, in a company. And if you don't have the data, how do you going to do getting the evidences collection? Okay, that is very important. And how do you analyze things, which things happen, how much loss, how much risk, all those things? That is very
for
important.
doing the analytics also,
Yes,
huge data set of
yes.
of
If
the previous years is
yes,
being needed.
and if you know that the business intelligence, okay, we have
Yes, yes,
Informatica and different tools in the market right now, which is going to take a decision making based on the data. Okay, suppose
yes, yes.
you are a security analyst or you are a business analyst, you are going to implement the Informatica or business intelligence, and you are taking a decision. Hey, we have 10 or 20 showrooms in particular area in Delhi or whatever the region, and how much sales, okay, particular one branch will be happening in particular month or year, you can say that. Okay, so you will take a decision based on the business intelligence decision making based on the same. Okay, so there are so many different, so many I would say that advantages and occurs if you want to say, you can say that. So business documents 7 years, invoices for 5 years, account payables receivables 7 years, human resources is for 7 years, human resources and hired is 3 years, tax records is 4 years, and legal correspondence for permanent, you can say that. Okay, so that is the standard, I would say that. Okay, it's not compulsory that your company should go into the same, but it's a standard is going to maintaining. Hey Mahesh, the legal correspondence like the taxes, informations, or any correspondence of the financial
Sir,
things, it's
this
permanently.
yeah, this duration period, number of years, is on the basis of which guidelines?
This is general guidelines. It's not talking about any compliances point of view, but it's a general things, you can say that,
Okay,
because
okay.
uh,
Internationally accepted worldwide. Yeah.
yes, it is internationally accepted
Okay.
worldwide, and because suppose you can say, sir, we going to do ISO 27000. We have SOC 2 Type 2, okay, compliances, or sir, we have HIPAA compliances, we have PCI DSS compliance point of view, right? So they are mentioning, hey, how we require data of how many years point of view, but this is the general guidelines for the data retention durations will be there. So a company going to do some modification as per the same, but legal correspondence will be remain permanently, and business document or invoices 5 years, account payables. So it's depend company to company. Okay, suppose you're talking about small companies or medium-sized companies, they will going to retain the 7 years account receivables or invoices. They are not, because there is no requirement, there is no need sometimes. Okay, so they will going to maintaining 2 years or 3 years, whatever the time would be they have. Okay, suppose the human resources unhired 3 years time, you can see that. So it's not mandatory of the company to maintaining the 3 years of the data which is not hired the people. Okay, suppose the company say that, hey, the come like TCS or IBM or SC companies, hey, 6 months you will not going to be join the same company. So yes, I would say 6 months data will be there. Hey, this person is joined, or he will going to do interviews for 6 months back, so they have the data available. But 3 years, yes, it is there, but it is a standard time, you can say that, the company point of view. Okay, then we have very good important information like data security controls point of view. So data in use, like, sir, scoping and tailoring. So which data think you are going to say use? And how do you providing the security or data in use? So where is the device, what's the technologies, and how do you implement the security into the same layer? Anything you would like to share in data use?
This I do not know, sir.
Data use, like I'm open the PDF right now. Okay, that is the data
Mhm.
use. You can see the data is visible. Okay, data use right now.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and we have multiple things. Right now, I have PDF. Everything is going to be data use. You will simply understand. Okay, so we are suppose I'm going to be opening it this data, and somebody going to try to compromise my system. Is all about zero attacks can be happen. Okay, so it's suspected will be there. Hey, is going to be accessible from anybody. So how you going to protecting the data from data use point of view? So sir, what are the things we're going to doing it? So you have seen security by design, okay, and defense in depth model. So I'm gonna
Yes.
show. Okay, so those things we're gonna be implemented there regarding the same. Defend in. So you can see if you go to the defense in depth model, and then you can see we have couple of layered approach will be there. You can see here very simple. So we have such, this is a device where the information will be there. Like we have web servers, or you can say we have database server. You can say that. Okay, the device looks like. So we have policies, procedure, and awareness things are about. So we have the first domain we're talking about some policies, procedures, standard guidelines, risk management, risk assessment, and we have different compliances, we have different architecture, we have some different designs. What are the planning, strategic planning, operational planning, strategic planning, all those things, and risk assessment, information security point of view, how the confidentiality, integrity, availability going to be the part of into the same, right? So that is the first layer. You can say that, sir, we know that how the security controls point of view, like, sir, administrative controls, technical controls, physical controls, all are the part. We have CIS controls, we have different compliances, laws, regulations, GRC, all are the part of into the first things is all about. Okay, we have physical layer securities we were talking about here, how you're going to protect the data of the physical securities point of view. Then we have networks. Okay, network security point of view, so we have different devices, this is going to be communicating like that. Okay, so we have talking about some vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, different tools, nmap, okay, wireshark, and how the communication of the end-to-end devices on the ethernet. Okay, we like wireless, or we talk about some wired ethernet topology, architecture designs, network vulnerabilities, network attacks point of view. So we have all those things. We have specific domains available here for network security's point of view. Okay, so communication security, network security is the fourth domain we discuss about. And then we have computers. So how with the idea solution, okay, endpoint detection solution is all about how to detecting, how to preventing it, how things gonna working, things like that. So if you have work or not work on the, I would say, the ADA solution and put detection solution is about. So you just want to do one thing. This is the sophos and put detection is all about. Okay, we have MDR, we have XDR, all those solutions we have available. So like I'm talking about some computer solutions are about. So this is the ADR solution, right? So you are going to be free trial will be available, providing all your informations, and then this is a free trial available for you to the endpoint security learning is all about. Wait a second. Okay, so I'm gonna sending this particular to you. So we have XDR, EDR, and okay, this latest technologies. If you have not done any practical things, so you can just going to do some practical things at the same time. So that's good for you to getting the things. So this is we right now we're talking about all those conceptual is all about, but you should have basic understanding or advanced understanding about the technologies going to using it into the same. So like, sir, data in use, like, right, I would say we're talking about some the cloud computing use I'm talking about here. So the data, okay, so data I'm talking about some, talking about like you are going to be accessing files, you're going to accessing the informations, you're accessing the data's point of view. So all those scoping telling is very, very important. And data at rest, it's about the data availability all the time. Rest to 365 days into 24 into 7. And how do you ensuring that data is will be available to each and everybody? So, sir, we're going to do encryptions point of view. So, give me some examples at data at rest. Anyone know that about what is the data at rest?
The backend data in website databases.
Website is data in motion, dear.
Sir, static websites.
Yeah, it's a
Static
website. Yeah.
websites. Yeah.
Mm. Yes, it is one of them. I would say that great one. And like data trusts are, I'm talking about cloud computing point of view, or I'm talking about, I would say, um, on-premises point of view. So we talking about some data trust like, sir, we have taken backup. Okay, we have
Backup, yes.
backup devices we're talking about
Tape
here.
drives.
Tape drive, Red 5, NAS,
Yes.
SAN. Okay, we have AWS, we have Azure, like we have S3 bucket, we have Glacier, we have EFS, we have Azure bulk storage, Azure file storage. Okay, all are the different type of data availability. It means the backup data is available same time onto the computer, into the servers. And if they are going to be compromised your data, so how do you going to be providing a security implementation on the data here? Okay, so we will come to discuss about the things like how the data security management, data security controls point of view here. Okay, and then yeah, data in motion. Anything you want to share to me? How
Dynamic
the
websites.
yes, dynamic
Like
websites. So,
banking, e-commerce websites.
yes. So suppose we have one website. What is the protocol? What is authentication? How is authorizations? How the digital certificates? how the digital signatures, okay, how you go to implementation of the security on the particular website. So you should know all those different type of OSCP, okay, or OWASP top 10 threats of the web applications point of view in data motion point of view. Because the thing is right now, how do you make creating a security implementation, security controls on the website? I'm talking about here, all those things is all about. Okay, so this is very small examples, I would say that. But yes, if you're going to talking about some more and more um, data security controls point of view here. So how do you, what are the data security controls? How do you providing a security on the data? Like it can be anything, dear. It's a part of like data in use, data at rest, and data in motion. Data can be anywhere. Okay, okay, or any devices, I would say that. So how do you providing data security controls on the devices? I would say that. Any specific controls you're looking for, sir? I'm going to providing this type of controls. I'm going to doing this type of controls. I'm going to do this type of controls. How do you providing a controls on the data?
Sir, encryption.
Yes, fantastic. Yes, encryption is first one. First good one.
And
Yes,
like
perfect. Yes, anything else?
uh, like like entry into the rooms through biometric or authentication, strong authentication based lock and key.
Physical security, it's a part of it.
Physical
Okay,
security.
like biometrics. Okay, you say talking about biometrics. We have CCTV camera accesses. We have locking the rooms of the server rooms. Okay, all those security guard, or we have tailgating. All are the part of physical security. Yeah. Okay, so it's, you can say that physical security we're gonna providing it for data security controls point of view. Any other things you're gonna be using it? I'm gonna help you out into the same. So you just going to be, let me know which technologies you're gonna be using it. Give me 1 second. So data and controls we have here. I'm not talking about checklist. We discuss about later on that different checklist, my dear. But right now we're just talking about here like what are the security implementation, data security controls implementation you gonna doing it. So CIS is also there. Data security or data protection. Okay, so this is very simple. Okay, that's you just want to remember all those things. So I'm just talking about this one, and then let me know, sir. I'm able to why I know all those things. I don't know all those things, and what is the next things you're gonna doing. So data protection, we have security implementation, okay, and then we have privacy implementation is all about, right? So how these policies got enforced, what data is going to important, and why is all about, okay? So sir, we have some privacy we discussed about. Second, our thing is all about data privacy point of view, but right now we're talking about some data protection, data security controls point of view. How do you, like one thing is you're talking about encryption, that's for a fact. I would say, yeah, it's a great choice. You can providing any encryption is all about for the security point of view, right? And then other one is like network security. What things you want to implementation on the network security point of view, and access control point of view. What access control you know about it? What is activity monitoring? What is the breach responses? What is DLP and CSB point of view? Let me know all those technologies you have worked and examples. You know that what is the best things you're gonna be implementations. All those things is all about.
Activity monitoring is over SIEM devices, sir. And activity monitoring is also done using checkpoint verification for the activities at different timestamps over web server, like
Mm-hmm.
checkpoint verification software, sir. And
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so encryption. Okay, we just talking about we have. Okay, we have cryptography is the domain, right? So don't worry about it. we have the separate things we're gonna discuss about into our. Wait a second, I'm gonna showing it to you where it is. So we have all those networking. It's a part of it. Okay, don't worry about it. Into the same communication network security and identity access management, and then that is the covered. Okay, in this IAM, identity access management, we're going to be cover cryptography. Okay, now we're talking about some VPN, types of VPN, symmetric, asymmetric, public, private key. Okay, implementation, migration, deployment, proxies, and different type of VPNs. How do you bypassing the VPNs? All are the part of it. Okay, so that's you have some basic fundamental is very important. I would considering over there. Okay, so we will have cryptography or VPN or all are the part of your networking we discuss about after. That is the domain. Again, domain number 4 is all about. Okay, then we are here. Okay, so yes, we are talking about some encryptions here. That is good. So SHA 256, you can say, sir, we're gonna using it on the same. Perfect. Physical security is rightly you can say that. Sir, we have access control. Okay, how do we going to be access control? Sir, I would like to know what is the authentication is authentication. Okay, who's going to authentication and who's going to authorizations? That is very important, sir. I'm going to implement MFA, multi-factor authentications. Who's going to log into my system? Is not going to encryption. Is going to log into my system. Is about. Okay, we have S256. We have end-to-end encryptions. E to E right now. You can say end-to-end encryptions. Okay, E to E and end-to-end encryption. You can say WhatsApp is E to E end-to-end encryption. You can say that. Okay, that's what I'm talking about here. Okay, and sir, what we can do, I'm just going to do classification point of view, sir. I'm going to do data classifications. Data classification, sir. I'm gonna doing it DLP solution. Okay, like data loss prevention things implementation. I would say that, sir. I'm going to do network security on the data. Okay, which data is gonna be accessing, which data is not gonna be accessing, things like that. Sir, I'm just going to do endpoint security. Okay, on system level point of view, right? Sir, I'm just going to do logging and monitoring. Okay, like logging and monitoring. Okay, you rightly said a SIEM solution. We have source solution. Okay, but we have some UBA. Okay, UEBA, user okay, analytics behavior. We're talking about here into the same. Okay, we have anomaly detection. Okay, these are some part into the same. Anomaly detection is all about is user behavior analytics point of view. Analytic detection is part of logging. Okay, so we have offenses generations, we have ClearDAR, we have Splunk, all those things. It's a part of it. I would say that. So this is all those things I'm gonna doing it regarding the same for data management, data security point of view. I would say that. Okay, so I'm gonna doing it incident response planning. Okay, suppose any incident will be happening. It do we have incident response planning in the company or not, sir? We don't have. So you should be create this things in the company's, my dear friends. Same time, sir, I'm going to do security patches update. Okay, that's very important. I would say that, sir, whatever server, if you have hardware devices like networking servers, whatever, sir, patches is very important point of view. I'm going to doing it, sir. I'm going to do some like backup and recovery. Also, that's very important, sir. I'm going to doing it, sir. This is very, I would say, if I'm not talking the backup, then my data is going to be, uh, leak, or we going to be compromised at any point of time. Sir, I'm going to do like security policies implementation, security policy and uh, procedures. Procedures, you can say that spelling's not correct, no problem. Then we said, what other them? Sir, we can I do some TPRM also important, sir? Third party risk management, vendor. Okay, like we have vendors, we have suppliers. Okay, they are going to be accessing my data in the company. Okay, sometimes I need to provide my data, okay, access on the vendor, like suppliers, or you can say like, sir, I have purchased a Microsoft Azure from the Ingram company. Okay, Ingram is a third-party partner of the Microsoft for selling the Azure to the all the companies. Okay, so suppose you are facing some challenges in the company, and your engineers would like to provide a control to the Ingram support person going to take a look of your things. So what type of accessibility, what type of access controls you're going to providing to them? That's very, very important. So TPRM, okay, very, very important. I would say that. So at least you know all those things very well: encryption, physical security, access control, authentication, data classification, DLP, network security, endpoint security, logging, SIEM, SOAR, incident response planning, security patches, business recovery security, and TPRM, all those things. And sir, I have to do some two things like BCP, business continuity planning, and sir, I'm going to do some DRP, disaster recovery planning. That's very, very important for the company point of view. So these are some very, very bullet points that how do you providing a data security controls. And this particular domain is talking about somehow the assets security. How do you providing security controls or prevention of the assets are about. Okay. One of the things I'm going to asking one more question will be here is, sir, do you know something about some asset security is all about? Asset threat modeling. Yes, anything? Sir, what is asset threat modeling? Yeah, anything you would like to share to me? What is asset threat modeling is all about? Is all about anything? What are the stages? How do we asset threat modeling? We're going to work on the same.
For the different assets, sir, we determine the attack surface for those assets by listing the all threats for that asset.
Yes. So basically, dear, I will tell you. Suppose you are working in a government company, right? So you can say, sir, we have different information, okay, in the company, which is sensitive, confidential. We have secret, we have restricted, we have public, we have classified, unclassified. It can be anything, right? So they are, I would say, the risk is associated always be there. You know that. So how do you prioritize these assets or this information or this data is more confidential, more sensitive? Okay, so you are going to be then providing security implementation like, sir, I know this is very important information and I would like to do the encryption of the data. Okay, that's the one thing, you know that. The second thing, how do you mitigate, how do you say that, sir, this data is more critical, implement the security technologies inside the same, and what are the uh, models, how do you analysis all those things are about. So the first thing I would say, in asset threat modeling, okay, you, the thing you need to decide, I need to identify the assets in the companies. Okay, sir, what are the assets in the company? Okay, that's very, very important. Do you consider anything? So, sir, you talking about, sir, nuclear weapons information? That's very important in government sector. Or you can say submarine informations, the architecture, blueprint, design of the submarines, or you can say rockets or aircraft engines, whatever. They are top secret informations. That's very, very because if any compromise information, then the whole country will be impact on the same. Okay, so identify the assets. Okay, like I would say prioritize the assets, which is such, this is the high level things we talking about here. Okay, the second, which you need to define the asset value. Okay, so do you think consider yourself, sir, this is the asset very risky, I know that, so what is the value? Suppose you have customer information data, you're working in a company on Amazon or .com or Flipkart company, and where the lots of data of the customer, like I'm the customer And sir, I have your debit card, credit card information in my Amazon portal in databases, right? So we all are going to adding our debit card, credit card on Amazon or Flipkart. So Amazon have a database, all those customer information. Hey, your name is Mahesh Kamawat, your ages looks like that, you have debit card, data card, this you're using it, this bank you're gonna using it. So these are very, very important information. Oh, so think, sir, if we going to be compromise this information, then how bad impact can be in the company? So what is the value? What is the brand we are going to be lost? So sometime back, sir, Facebook is compromised, and we have more than 1 million of the information of the customer or the users are compromised. You know that? And sir, sometime back in Yahoo, lots of customer, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs customers information is going to be compromised of the Yahoo messengers point of view. Okay. Sometime back, sir, we have a big basket is a company. So big basket, the user information, okay, like customer information are going to be compromised, and the hackers are selling the data on the dark web. Okay, so that is very critical things for you. So you are in the domain 2, and your responsibility, accountability to maintaining the security, protection of the security of the company, of the information, or you can say data, right? That's very important. So, sir, you need to think, hey, identify the assets, okay, in the company which have the risk associated, and define the asset value. Sir, what is the value of the assets? Sir, suppose it's like 2 millions, 5 millions. I'm talking about financial point of view here. Okay. So define the asset value. And the third thing, sir, once I identify the value, then identify the threats. Okay. So, sir, the thing is right now, sir, I understand the assets and okay, database, and database is in cloud, sir. In the cloud, sir, what are the security challenges into the cloud here? Okay, that is very important. Or like on-premises point of view. Okay, and suppose I'm talking about uh, the boundaries of the country. That's very compliance point of view, right? Sir, like China is not going to sending the data outside of the Chinese boundaries. You can say that. Suppose Microsoft is going to implement the Azure cloud, or you can say AWS, but they want the technology, but they don't want to send the data outside of the China geographical location is all about. And same thing is applicable every country here. They don't want to send the data to outside of the country. So you need to identify the threats of the particular data. It can be, I would say, natural disasters, technological failures, I would say that. Okay, and you have external factors, or you can say internal factors of the threats of the company. Like somebody is not taking the backup of the company's data, and then the server is crashed. So it can be human errors, you can say that. Okay, we have some malicious activities will be happening in the companies. Natural disaster can be happening. Technological failures it can be happening it. So you can think yourself that, hey, if the data is going to be compromised, so how do I maintaining the CIA, confidentiality, integrity, availability, okay, to maintaining the data, and what are the risks will be associates, and what are the threats to my data? Like I'm talking about, if what are the attacks on your web servers? Sir, it can be session hijacking. Yes, it can be. Sir, somebody going to do backdoor attacks. Yes, you're right. Sir, somebody going to do some DOS and DDoS attacks. Yes, you're right. Somebody going to do some domain hijacking. Yes, it is can be. So there are so many different type of threats associated to the particular assets. Okay, so that's what your job is, to find out the risk on the same. Okay, identify the threats is all about. Okay, Then the other 4 tasks are once I want to find out access, threat, and likelihood. Likelihood is nothing, sir. It's how frequently it can be happened here. Okay, natural disaster, or so you can say terrorist attacks, earthquakes. How frequently it can be happen to a company? I would say that. Okay, like identify threat occurring. You can say that. So you can going to be judged as per the occurring. Okay, like likelihood. I would say that. Sir, earthquake in Japan is more recently. Okay, it can be every month, or you can say every year at least 5 to 10 times can be happen. So we are creating buildings over there or data center. So you should be know that this is territory comes under the earthquakes. So we now the likelihood is going to frequently happening it. So we should be doing the things as per the likelihood of the occurrences of the threats. You can say that. Okay. Same thing is like tsunami attacks can be happen nearby the sea area, like Chennai locations. You can say that. So tsunamis can be very is possible in those Chennai locations if we have the data center. So you are going to see, hey, what in the assets we have threats will be there. Okay, you need to be know about all those things. Okay, then we have some the fifth thing I can say access, or you can say access the uh, impact. Okay, so you can say BIA simply. Like sir, business impact analysis. You want to know, hey, how much impact it can be happen in the companies. I would say that. Okay, suppose earthquake can be happening, it tsunami attacks can be happening. It you can say we have discussed in our previous session, like we have two types of risk will be there. We have like quality or quantitative risk as a point of view. One is the disasters happen, quantity point of view, and we have quality point of view. Like you can say, sir, we have monetary issues. Okay, how much financial loss of the company of the assets, you can say that. So you're going to be uh, calculate the business impact analysis. Okay, and then you're going to say calculate the risk. Sorry, risk. So once you want to find out, hey, it's a natural disaster, then we have different strategies. We have financial loss, we have different strategies. You're going to take a look here. That's we are doing it. And then sir, we have find out all those things. So then you can say existing assets. Okay, or assets and controls. So, sir, what type of controls we have implemented? What are the assets we have in the companies is all about? Find out which basically uh, assets are very impactful. You can say that if you don't have any controls on the same day. Like suppose, sir, we have earthquake, natural disaster can be happening. It suppose we have you can say COVID-19 wave was coming in 2019. So COVID will happening it. How companies are ready for the remote works. Okay, so your company say, hey, you are doing it work from home. So how they are ready for the VPN access and remote work environment is, I would say that. Okay, so that is very important. And you can say, sir, we have some terrorist attack can be happen at any point of time in nearby Pakistan area. So how they are going to be ready for all those power outages and also the terrorist attacks, the company's point of view here. Okay, that's the things that we're going to be doing it. And then so we have some gap analysis. So gap analysis is nothing but dear, where you are right now and what you're going to achieving it and what are the gaps. Okay, I'm talking about here is uh, process gaps. Okay, like I'm talking about the gaps or weakness of the current security controls. Sir, we have implemented the cloud, but we are not for web servers. DOS and DDoS attacks can be happen, but sir, we have not enabled the feature of Azure Shield. Okay, sorry, AWS Shield. So AWS Shield is a feature which is going to used for the DOS and DDoS protection point of view. Okay. The second example, sir, we have implement the servers into the cloud. but we have not implemented the load balancer, sir. So if the load balancer will not be there, then if the load is very high, then your server going to be crashing at any point of time. Okay, so the application load balancer, network load balancer, and those one of the things you're gonna be implement. You're gonna be implement. Okay, then you want to, sir, providing some mitigation planning. Okay, how do you going to be protecting this type of risk? I would say that. Okay, mitigation point of view. Okay, what efforts you're gonna doing it, how prioritize you're gonna doing it, all those things is about. And then you go to documentation. Documentation, the results, what documents you have done, how you're going to updating into the same, how you're going to be maintaining all those things are about. So that is the way, okay, right? We have specific steps, asset threat modeling, you're doing it. Okay, identify the asset, define the value of the asset, identify the threats, access the threat, the likelihood, access the business impact analysis, like how impactful, okay, and calculate the risk and identify the existing assets and controls we have, find out the gaps into the same, and after that you can do mitigating planning, you're doing it, how do you going to mitigate the risk is in the assets point of view, and then you're going to do some documents all those results here. So that is the way, it's very, very important is asset threat modeling is all about. Okay, the one of the very, very important question I'm talking about, data privacy versus data security. Somebody gonna ask you question, same question gonna ask to you, hey, Ruchi, could you please tell me what is the data privacy, and could you please tell me what is the data privacy is all about? So what would be your answer? What is the
Sir,
purpose?
example,
Yeah.
uh, purpose is to prevent intrusions, unwanted and unauthorized intrusion. This is the purpose of data privacy and security.
Okay, I'm going to adding more data controls as well, so that complete knowledge is very important. Okay, so first thing I will tell you, it's like data privacy. Okay, data privacy is about individual person here. Okay, I'm talking about you. What is your data privacy? Is your information is privacy. Individual information is very important here. Okay, personal information, your information are the data privacy part here. Okay, it's not data security, right? It's like I would say, Dochi, your account number and your license number, your Aadhaar card, it's a data privacy comes into the same. Like PHA information comes under the data privacy. Okay, so data privacy refers to the protection of personal information and ensuring that the individuals have control over how their data to be collected, used, and shared. Right. So, do you think, Ruchi, that GDPR is comes under the data privacy part?
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
And this DPBA, okay, the Indian bill was
No.
recently. No. Okay, that's good. So the data privacy is individual. Okay, you understand. So
Something like example, for example, whatever is in my WhatsApp account is private to me.
yes, yes,
Hmm. So individual aspect is there.
yes, yes. So thing is, data privacy is going to be maintained. Okay, the collected information, maintaining it. Okay, they cannot sell your information. They cannot sell the information to outside of the world. So basically, the data privacy is most focused on the safeguarding sensitive information and representing individuals' right to keep their data confidentially. Right? Suppose I have logged in to one of the uh, webinars. Okay. Recently, you have to, sir, I have to log into the CrowdStrike. Okay, like CrowdStrike is a company in Europe location. Okay, so I have to register this particular Gartner. Okay, so I have providing first name, last name, email address, company, job title, whatever country is I'm residing it. So this company have all information about me, and they are going to be sell the information. It can be possible, or
Yeah.
they're going to retain my informations. Okay,
They should
so
protect, but they should protect its exposure to the outer world.
yes, dear. So that is one that data privacy is going to be compromised.
Hmm. Yes.
So GDPR, it's a part of it, dear. GDPR is a
Yes.
part of it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
HIPAA is also
So
a part of it.
clients, yeah, clients' data, whichever like client trustworthily shares to the companies under GDPR compliance, should not be exposed under any circumstances of cyber attacks.
Yes, dear. Yes, that's what. So suppose I give you some example in real time. Suppose, sir, my company, I'm working in India, and my company is Europe-based company. Okay, like you can say, sir, I'm working in um, which company is good for you? Like uh,
Microsoft. Okay.
Microsoft is US based. Uh, which one I forgot? Yeah, any company, company say Rafael. Okay, is France Europe based company, you can say. Okay, so they have outsourced their business to India. Okay, and you are working in India as in the France company. So do you think this company, which is going to working in the company in India, which is outsourced the business of the France, this should be is GDPR compliant company or it's not? Do you require some GDPR compliant this company because they have outsourced their business? Information is getting anywhere. Suppose I'm Mahesh, I'm going to be providing my information from right now India, but suppose I'm in Uganda or you can say South Africa, and I'm going to providing, hey, this is my phone number of the Uganda or different countries I'm living in.
Yeah.
Okay, so it can
Yeah.
be different countries, my dear. Okay,
So they still has, though it has outsourced its business to India, but it needs to be GDPR compliant.
yes, this I'm talking about here. Things will be there. Okay, so the thing is we have talking about lots of different things into the in our next few sessions about different compliances. Okay, like GDPR, how applicability is all about, and ISO, SOC 2 Type 2, what is all about. So that's very big, but basic fundamentals here right now. So data privacy we're talking about here. So it's sensitive information, okay? Like, hey Ruchi, your sensitive information, your business email ID, your company, your mobile number is going to be safe. They are not going to become sending outside of the world. And suppose, sir, I want to, you going to call to the company, hey, I want to delete my informations. So you have rights to delete the information in GDPR point of view, right? They're going to remove your information from the server same time. So the thing is, maybe I would say, data privacy point of view, the transparency is very, very important here. Okay, that transparency is very important. I would say that, and purpose of limitations of data minimizations, accuracy, they're going to maintaining it, and they have some 2% or 4% of the business generated values. The penalties of the GDPR is all about, right? So we have different terms conditions we discuss later on. Checklist point of view. So privacy is all about, you understand, individual informations, data privacy point of view, individual, I would say that. Okay, the data security point of view, dear. So data security is nothing but it is protecting the data from unauthorized access, disclosures, alterations, destruction. So you simply say, sir, data security is CIA, functionality, integrity, availability. We're going to maintaining it in the company. Okay, like alteration of data, safeguarding the data unavailability of the data not authorized will be there, all those things you can want to say, you're going to say that. And data controls, you're going to be controlling the data with the same, you can say that. Basic encryption, what technology you're going to implementing to control the data in the company's point of view. So your job is basically data privacy, data security, and data controls you're going to be maintaining in the company's layer. Okay, let's get going some more interesting things. Okay, then we have this is all those I think you have understand. This is classification, sector, general, private sector, all those things. This is classifications. Okay, then I'm talking about some more interesting things here. Yeah, data management we're talking about here. Okay. Do you understand this, sir? This is very important, critical for you. Then we talking about some more interesting thing is data management. So let's get going to the same. Here it is. So I have this is data ownership is all about. Okay. So who is ownership? Data management we discuss about. Okay. So all are the part of it. Data ownership, data remnants, data classification criteria, data retention policies, standards. Okay, all are the part of it here. So we just go here. So as per this, we talking about some data ownership's point of view. Who is data owner, data custodian, data owners, administrators, and users? So you as a CISP holder, you need to know all those the basic things. Okay. Suppose decide when to destroy the information. Who is going to decide? Hey, this information I need to destroy. The data owner will decide, hey, data should be destroy or not destroy. Define the level of classification. Who will decide data ownership? Top level, primary level responsibility of the data is all about this data owners. You can say that. Impact analysis is going to decide by the data owners. Data custodian, data archiving, they monitor securities, ensure CI confidentiality availabilities, regular backup and checkups, validation things, data documentations, compliances, permissions are on the same. So that's the accountable responsibility by the custodian. Data owners apply security controls only. Administrator grant permission of data handling, how on doing it. And users going to access the data, okay, as per the guidelines. You can simply say that. Okay. So that's the very, very important factors I would say that you need to know that, hey, data ownership's point of view, you have different ownership of the data, who is going to say data when to be delete, when to be create, and how to be shared, and then how to be backup things. All those things are the part of it into the same, I would say. Data ownership is all about. Okay, then we talking about some here very important thing is data management. Then talking about some data governance. Yeah, anything you have know about the data governance point of view?
No, sir.
Data governance is nothing but here it is going to be using it how to handling the proper data. Okay, like sir, storing the data, disposal of the data, compliance with the data, regulatory compliance met the data. Okay, how the frameworks we talking about into the same here. Data governance is nothing like frameworks. Okay, sir, when we going to delete the data, how to retain the data, how to dispose of the data, all other part of it into the same, like simply this is a data life cycle. Okay, we discuss about here in the same, yeah, in the same this story. So yes, if you're talking about some data life cycle, what are the phases of the data life cycle is all about? Anything you want to share to me? What are the steps of the data life cycle, data life cycle from point of view here? What exactly things you're doing it?
So data protection, data retention,
Yes, yes,
data security,
yeah,
all
yeah.
that important steps we have learned so far, which we do with the data, forms the
Okay.
life cycle.
So dear, this is I'm talking about here. Data life cycle point of view. So first what we exactly are doing it. So we are going to be data creation. Okay. First things data creation. Who's going to creation the data? So the data owner is going to create the data. Okay. Ownership, or you can say data owner. You can see here, this is what we're talking about, data ownership. Okay. He's going to be deciding, hey, what data need to be create, when to destroy, when to define, what's the classifications, what is the baseline, all are the part of it here. Okay. The first phase, sir, I'm going to create the data. Okay, then once you want to creating data, then so what is the next things? Okay, then second you can serve data injection. Data injection is nothing but sir, uploading. Okay, like sir, this data is uploading on the Google Drive. So the data is going to uploading on the onto the shared drive, NAS and that 5 cloud. Where are we going to storing the data, my dear? Okay, how do we send the data? Uploading, importing. Okay, storage infrastructure. Where the data will going to be placing it? It's your local system. Okay, like local system. You want, sir, I want this as NAS, network area storage. I want in SAN, storage area network. So I require in RAID 5. Okay. I want into the cloud. Like we have AWS, we have some Azure, we have bulk storage, we have S3 bucket. Okay. Sir, I require it on the Veeam. Sir, storage. Okay. Sir, I need to providing sending the data to the I think say Dell storage. Okay, where do I need to moving the data there? Okay, once we going to get the data. And the third thing is data storage here. Okay, we are going to be storing the data particular location. The data ownership, hey Mahesh, we want this data into the cloud. So I don't, sir, he will going to say data should be stored on the Veeam storage or Dell storage will be there. So suppose in the companies, you can say easily right now, I would say you're working in a company and SharePoint. You know that SharePoint? You're going to uploading your data in SharePoint. Okay. And Google Drive. Okay. We have OneDrive. We have there are so many different sources of storage of the information there. Okay. So all other technologies you consider as storage point over here. Okay. So once we have stored the data, then what are you going to doing it? Data processing there. We are going to do data processing. Okay. So this is raw data. This is a final data, or it is a what type of data? Like you're going to do say decision making. Okay, business intelligence point of view. I'm talking about here. Business intelligence. Okay, we have to take a decision making. We can doing it after data processing. Okay, if data is not processing, how do you take a decision? Okay, we have 1 TB of data and is company. How do we analyze until unless the data is not processing there? Then, sir, we have data processing everything we have done. Then we can data sharing. So we have different sources of data sharing or distribution in the company, sir. Okay, we have departments, external parties. We have controlled channels. You can say that. So in mostly companies, data sharing, I'm gonna using SharePoint. We are using it. So I would say here, I think you guys are also using it. So suppose that I have taken this Office 365 license. Okay, and once you getting the license here, you getting the different services of the Microsoft. I would say that you can go there and then you can say, yes, this is the SharePoint. Create a team site to share information, files, and resources. You can see that. OneDrive, SharePoint, Teams. Okay, so all are very, very important considerations when I'm using it here. Okay, then we're talking about some sharing. The SharePoint is very, very important. And then, sir, what is the next things? Data archiving. Okay, we're going to do, hey, this is not going to using it in the companies. We should archive the data right here. That's very simple things we can doing it. Okay, but sir, we going to archive the data, but how much time, dear? What is the duration of the time? Okay, data retention is mine. I'm talking about here. Data retention is all about, okay, how many years are we going to retain the data? That's a separate story. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. But it's a separate story, my dear friends. Then, sir, can we go to data uh, remnants or data deletion? Okay, do we need to data remnants, or we going to do some data remnants data things all about? Okay, and then we share, do we require some data backup things? Okay, data backup, do you want data recovery things? Okay, maybe you can set data backup and recovery. Okay, restoring things same time. I'm writing down for you. Then, sir, we have data retention, data backup things we can doing it. And then, sir, can we data disposal? Okay, like, sir, how much years we going to be uh, data should be, I would say, they removed or discarded or disposal completely. Okay, so that's the things I, sir, we can go to dispose data. We have physically broke down. We have magnetic. Okay, things we're gonna implement it. Data sharing is we gonna doing it. So data mining all are the part of this storage point of view here. Okay, data mining or whatever you can say, data security, data technologies, economy implementation same time. Okay, like then we had data governance and compliances. Okay, so as per the compliance, SOC or whatever we implement. Okay, so how much years we gonna be implemented? Okay, then last one is data security throughput. We're gonna implementation. Okay, so that is the phase. Okay, sir, I have created the data. First of all, I am the owner of the data. I have data injection, where I'm going to sending my data, where I'm going to storing my data. Data is stored on a particular location. Data processing, how do you going to this processing my data, decision making, and how do I going to sharing my data? SharePoint, Google Drive, OneDrive, Pen Drive, whatever. And data archiving things. Okay, the data is not going to using it for the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Archiving the data there. Okay, data retention policies. So how many years you want to retain the data? Okay, and once the after 3 years, 5 years, you want to data remnants or data deletions. Okay, and you also taking the backup and recovery if the financial data will be there, and suppose the data is on hard disk or SSD will be there, you going to completely disposal, physically destroy the hard disk. Okay, or backdatic or whatever you can doing it, whatever choice. And data governance and compliance, how do you going to manage the compliance? You maintaining the data availability things, and after that you're going to provide the data security throughput all the time. Okay, until the data will be available. So these are some data lifecycle phases. So same thing is talking about here, data management, all those things phases are about. Data master project, okay, all those things are a part of it. Data owner, data custodian, data steward, what is responsibility, accountability? That's, and some other couple of questions will be there, so no need to. Creation, storage, transmission, uses, maintenance, archival, enter, disposal. Okay, so we have 7, but I have tell you 12 steps, step by step, how you going to doing it here. Okay, and then we have different story like, hey, backup versus the archiving things. So you know that this is very different about. Okay, so data backup strategies. Okay, data backup things we are talking about here. Okay, so data security, data storage and archiving, data audit, database maintenance, data specific and modeling is all about all those things. Nothing is too much important. Purging, clearing, destruction, overwriting, degaussing, restoring, encryptions. Data remnants, we discuss about how do you going to be uh, delete or remnants the data is all about. Okay, so we have different strategies for purging data, clearing the data, destruction of the data. So the destruction is talking about here is data disposal is all about. Okay, the part of it. Writing, decoding it. Okay, like magnetic, storing encryption data, all are the part of it. That's not a big deal. Data dominance is about erasing tools. Okay, we have different type of tools, techniques will be there. So that's not a big deal. Inventory management and configuration management. Yes, that's very important things. So yes, same, if I'm going to ask you same thing, what is the configuration management and what is inventory management is all about?
Configuration management is about the changes uh, that are brought, like CMR change management requests are there,
Mm,
and inventory management is the list comprising of the list of the complete assets in the IT infrastructure.
yes, yes, yes. So in the configuration management, we have different tools in the company. Like ServiceNow is the tool is going to do for change management versus the configuration management. So configuration management is like a systematic handling of changes in the way that ensure the integrity of the assets and the same.
The ITIL tools are also there.
Yes, ITL is the part of it. Okay, ITL is framework is all of things are maintaining into all those things. I would say that. Okay, so the configuration management point of view, I have one question: versioning controlling. What is the version controlling all about? What is the version controlling is into change management or configuration management point of view? Change controls. Like you're working in a company, right? And in this, the company is a database, or you can say it's a software-based company, and they are going to changing the software every weekly. Okay, like monthly, weekly, whatever you want. So the thing is here right now, how do you maintaining the configuration or version controlling? This all those changes has been done fine, or we have different shifts in the company's people.
Sir, things like manage how software and those certain softwares are there for version mm, controlling throughout the project teams.
Hmm.
Like,
Okay.
and for bringing about this change, that CMR and IMR have to be raised. Information management request and change management request over manage how software. One such software in TCS I had worked upon
Yes, 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 yes. You're right. You're right.
in the
So
mainframes environment.
yes. So if you're talking about, do you know something about if you have worked on the GitHub or you can say in the DevSecOps environment,
Yes.
you should know all those things, dear. Okay. Like, sir, what is Jenkins? Study some Jenkins, my dear. It is open source automation which established developers and around the world to they reliably build and test and deploy the software. That Jenkins is all about. Okay. Building the software here. Okay, I'm sending it. Just as a CISSP holder, just getting some basic knowledge here. It is a modern technologies. Gonna using it. Okay. Yeah. Continuously integration and continuous delivery of the same layer, I would say. And one tool I'm gonna sending also is GitHub. That is also one fantastic tool uh, going to use for the version controlling layer. So every company are going to using it. GitHub. Okay. So it is basically going to use for, I would say, version controlling things, automations, packages, and so on. There are lots of things about the GitHub will be there. code presses, GitHub pilot, pull request, discussions, code reviews, notifications. So these are some DevSecOps tools. So yes, if you have a little bit of understanding, that would be good in the modern time. Okay. And if you going to more further into the same dear, I would say here, uh, let me tell you. Okay. Like the data is on applications point of view. So I would say, wait a second. I'm sharing to you something. Yeah, that is one. So in the modern time, we have some APM application performance monitoring. Okay, APM tools in the right now. So these tools are basically important. Grafana, all are the open source tools, dear. Open source tools. Grafana, Prometheus, Javelin, Neuralink, Dynatrace, AppDynamic things. So it's a all those tools are free of cost. First of all are open source tools. You can see that, and this is going to be controlling your application monitoring, application data management is all about. So suppose I have a website. This is a website, and is this performing? How it's going to performing it? Okay, like sometimes CPU issues, memory issues, platform issues, application internal issues, application plugins issues, whatever. So these are some open source applications which is very common right now in nowadays to find out the issues on your system, all right, on your website's point of view. Suppose Neuralink, Dynatrace, or this is App Dynamics. These are some different type of I would say companies which is all your applications implementations of the sites or website or web servers or whatever. How do you controlling? How do you managing it? Things like that. Okay. So I have provided this corporate training some time back. So if you have time, you're just going to be create your account on the same and learning all those things. These are some open source. Due to the time limitations, I can't go every tools, but this I will inform to you which is the best one, which is good for you for the learning purpose. Okay, security, automate the continuously adopt application security is all about. Okay, how do you
Okay.
providing the continuous security is all about? So
Sir, ये जो this in App Dynamics products, this you are asking me to learn all these products.
no, just list go to the particular website and check what are the things inside the same. That's it. Because
Okay.
sometimes you work in a project, and how do you providing the application security? Okay, or
Mhm.
application monitoring or database management point of view. Okay, data management inside the website. So these tools are you should know. So only for your learning purpose. Okay, like you can see, take a look once you have time, dear. Because these are modern things, I would say that, and this is very important.
We'll
If
have to adopt this to this.
yeah, I have sent. Okay, let's get going into the same. So that is okay. So remnants, like, sir, how do I going to delete the data? This is a very simple question. Okay, you going to do you going to do some, I would say, you going to do some physically distract or this all those things, sanitizing, decoding, erasing, overwriting, zero field destruction, encryptions, all are the part of data remnants tier. So you should know how to doing completely remove the data into the same tier. Data classification criteria, value, unuseful, age, and association. That's not a big deal. and yes, NIST standards. So I would suggest you one more thing here, apart from the same. NIST data security framework, data security standards, you should go into the same year. Hmm? Hmm. Okay, so a bit second, I'm just going to okay, data security framework standards point of view here. So what are the things in right now very famous in the market right now? Okay, sir, if you're talking about from data point of view, sir, so ISO 27K, that's very important, I would say. Okay, this is right now 2013 was old one, but right now we are 2021 is the latest one. I have all those informations, data will be there. I'm going to help you out to the understanding, but ISO 27000, you need to be learning into the same date. Okay, then basically it is ISMS. Okay, if you're talking about here, if you are information security management system, ISMS, and we have 14 domains, we have annexures. Okay, we have 114 controls, you can say that. Okay, and we have domain is 14. So that's all about, you should need know about it into the same year. 27K. So we have lots of families about ISO 27K idea. Okay, but we're talking about some ISO. Okay, this is for information security management point of view here. Okay, that's what we're talking about here into the same risk management. All those frameworks we have, we are going to discuss about into the same year. So this is things we're going to doing it in our next session. All those compliances part here, but you should have basic understanding about the same year. Okay, first thing. The second I'm talking about here, Aruchi, that you should know NIST. NIST, and I'm talking about cyber security framework. That's very important. So that's what I'm talking about here. Data protection, data security, close phrase here, data security standards, data security. We have data security, NOCE, just credit card. Okay, security non-credit card customer data as point of view here. We have lots of things inside the same. NIST security guidelines, approaches, search, and all those things. Hmm. Artificial intelligence, advanced communications, chemistry, climate, electronics, cybersecurity, energy. Okay, which is most information technologies point of view. So you can see we have different type of things. You can see And then we are moving to the cyber security, and then all those stories will be there. Cyber security frameworks you want, privacy frameworks, risk management frameworks. So I would suggest you, Ruchi, that you need to go through it, all those things here. Where is your, okay, like open the cybersecurity frameworks, open the privacy frameworks, open the risk management frameworks, open the cybersecurity IoT, okay, open the small business corner, NIST cybersecurity program history timeline. So I would say you're going to go each and everything and then just going to see all those. Okay, there's all those PDF available, right? Give me 1 second. Yes, so I'm talking about here. This is NIST cybersecurity. This is how the things gonna work. Processing, data management sort of things. You can see this all those. Not a big deal, but yes, you have some basic information about this in privacy point of view. Data privacies. We have Excel, PDF, docs. We have everything available. Go to the Excel sheet and then going to open the privacy framework. Sorry. Same thing. Okay, this is all those things. How do I identify? Okay, system products, all those things are about. Just study this one. Proactive technologies. The media product rate is used to restrict according to policies. Whatever things. Study this one. That would be good for you. Okay, and then we have different frameworks. Go to the cybersecurity things, and then you're going to getting all the information regarding SIEM. Okay. The third thing I'm talking about here is I'm talking about here is give your 30 minutes, 15 minutes on the same day. CIS controls. Okay. CIS nothing but critical security control. Got 18 controls. Okay. We have 18 controls inside the same. You're just going to take a look, sir. We have go into the same. So if you want, I want to showing you the website. Nothing, just go here and then say CIS controls, 18 security controls. That is all okay. Yeah. So in this, if you're going here, approach to threat detection, protection. CIS benchmarks, CIS controls. So that's what I'm talking about here. Go to download, explore things, media. And then you just going to go there. Download CIS controls 8. Go there, available for download things there. So yes, you go to getting some controls will be 8. right? So that's what I'm talking about here. Okay, so this is 8. This version 8 is there, CIS controls, and then we have some benchmark as well. Go up to the top of the website, features, top 18 controls, you can see that, safeguarding, things like that. Okay, and then you have different resources will be available. So go here, and then we can talk about our benchmarks. Okay, so suppose, sir, we have some benchmarking in the data protection point of view, and we are using some Microsoft Azure technologies. So download the benchmark. This is the click into getting some benchmark. Okay, as per the Microsoft Azure, as per CIS control framework, what things do you want? Cloud providers, all those things, and what are the controls you're going to managing it on the cloud portal here? That is all about. Okay. We have different technologies here. Like, sir, we have some print devices, we have Palo Alto firewall networks, pillar networks is all about. So we have specific benchmarks will be there. So you're going to be compared as per the benchmark. Hey Mahesh, we have as per the benchmark. This is what we want to doing it. So I would go here and suggest you benchmark is out there. Okay, so that's very important. I would say CIS 18 controls are important. Get some band. This is CIS benchmarks. Then we have suit will be available. So I would suggest you is going to go to the website and just going to devote your 15 to 20 or 30 minutes. What are the things you are getting it?
Sir, what is in the CIS suit?
CIS suit is nothing but it is this organization completely a tools and documents will be available. I would say that into the same secure suit. Okay, how do you going to securing all those things? This is the
Okay,
documentation,
they
standard
have some
configuration.
tools.
Yes, some guidelines. Okay, like standard configuration guidelines, guides you have, and more with the powerful membership. You can say that. So that's not, but this is we are gonna using it. Hey, as per CIS controls, what are the controls we have implemented? Okay, so sir, we have how many number of controls? Sir, we have 18 controls. You're right. And how do we
Sir,
implement them?
one question is there. So, yeah, CIS is something like some kind of a vendor. Like every other vendor have their own checklist,
Yes,
no?
yes.
Like Palo Alto and this McAfee,
No,
etc.
this is
So,
a open authority like CIS, and as per the US based Center for Internet Security, CIS controls in the company. Okay, in CIS controls, what are the technologies, whatever, like firewall, whatever, and AWS, Azure, whatever. So as per CIS controls, how do you implement the security on the scene? Okay, only the controls I'm talking about. The documentation is all about, not anything else is all about. Like we are talking about all those data security frameworks and standards, and all are documentation there. Okay, so NIST, as per NIST, we have cybersecurity framework. We have, sir, we have risk management framework. We have privacy frameworks. Same thing like CIS control here. Okay, like
okay,
as per the
okay.
CIS controls, what are the documentation? How do we controlling the things? That's is all about.
Sir, but NIST framework is more famous than CIS, no? As
Yes, yes.
huh.
Mm,
For
the
example, like in CERTs, no? CERT India and CERTs of the world. They in their white papers and guideline, if we see in their website, so they have like referred and references they have taken from NIST.
NIST is basically you can say is US based authority. Okay, and mostly companies are finding this NIST framework because as per the NIST frameworks, US-based companies are more adopting this type of things. You can say that because
Yes.
every country have different type of security controls. I would say that, right? So suppose we talking about some Indian company, or we talking about some Australian, Middle East, and Australian companies. They have their own security controls frameworks, my dear. Okay,
Which
so
is CIS.
like Palo Alto is a company from US. Okay, so yes, they are an IST framework. They're going to go for it. And Cisco Checkpoint, the company. Okay, vendors I'm talking about here. And
Yes.
you can say all those Israel companies. Okay, Israel
Yes.
also go for the NIST, okay, because US based they want, they're going to go for it.
Okay. Okay.
So most of the vendors in the market, you
Mm.
can see, are all are the vendors, like 90% vendors from the US.
Mm.
So NIST more famous. That is the one reason.
Okay. And this CIS standard is for is not of US.
It's also from US. It's also from US.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
But it has come later after NIST. No?
Yes, it's only different use case. Like
Comparatively newer, no, sir?
yeah,
Then
it is not. It's not mandatory. It's not. You can say that, but NIST
less
is more
popular than
famous.
NIST. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
And data protection things, you can see NIST. This is CIS control data protection. How do you protection the data? Okay. How do you access control in management? How do you data discovery? How do you come to do like network monitoring and defenses are about? So as per this guidelines or penetration testing, whatever, you should be finding this control, how to prepare, detect, and quickly responding it. These things are more also the same. So NIS, the CIS also, you can just want to be learning, that would be good. We will discuss about in depth in our next sessions, but yes, you have some basic understanding that would be, I would say that you should know about it. Then this is the PCI DSS, is also for debit card credit. Right now we have version 4.0 will be coming, right? Okay. 3.2 was old one, but PCI DSS, we have new version in the market right now. So wait a second. I think you have, I'm gonna send you this link. So you, once you have time, just okay this one. And then we have PCI DSS. Okay. So that's the website PCI DSS is all about. And if you're going to go to register examination, not required, but you can go to PCI DSS, then the version 4 to 4.0 March, and you want to get some documents over there. September, March, publication, and all those documents, standard FAQ, what is it that you required. This is PCI DSS. Okay, and then you're going to download the things regarding the same at a glance. Okay, whatever TRA, ROC will be there. But yes, we have basic understanding. I would say that that is more important, not about everything, but yes, you can just want to getting it. So I would say here, not about to go to the same, but yes, you want to go for some checklist understanding. That would be say, yes, that is it. Ensure that PCI DSS continue to meet the standard company. Okay, add flexibility things, for more things. Yeah, and authentication password guidance, step by step development. Okay, install and maintain a firewall. So you need to know all those firewall, eliminate vendor default settings. Okay, like password, default setting of the ports, services all about, and protect stored cardholder data, encrypt payment card transactions, update antivirus software regularly, deploy secure systems and applications, restrict cardholder data as necessary, SN and user access identifications, restrict physical access to data, track and monitor network access, ongoing systems and data processing, create and maintain and infosec policies are about. Okay, so you should know all those terms conditions here. Okay, in depth. You are not going to configuring the firewall, but you should have basic understanding. Sir, if I'm going to do firewall management things, then what to do or how can I doing it? Wait a second. I'm gonna show you. Like I'm gonna sending you something. Like suppose sir, I'm a auditor, firewall vendor audit checklist. Okay, so right now we have this one. So I'm a you are a you can say sir, I'm a auditor and I'm working on PCI DSS. So what things I need to check it out into the firewall? So this all those things you will take a look on the same year. Firewall vendor checklist for audit things. So I have just sent to my one of the friends. I'm gonna sending to you as well. So you also take a look at here. Wait a second. Okay, so that's it. This is things you just want to go into the same. Okay, I'm gonna asking any questions regarding the same as a PCI DSS point of view. Okay, like sir, install and maintain a firewall. Okay, so my question to you, hey, what are the policies into the firewalls? What are the next generation firewalls? What are the licenses of the firewalls? How do you tracking IDs IPS? What are the signature based uh, detection things into the firewalls? Okay, I'm gonna asking what are the security zones into the firewall? Okay, like allow the packet or we have denied the packets like traffic filtering into the firewall. I'm talking about here. So I'm just talking about all those technical evaluation on the technology side, so that you have going to get more and more information. You asking the same question which I'm going to ask to you once you're going to audit in the company. You're not going to configure the firewall, but yes, you should have technical knowledge should be good. That's what my intention is all about too. The same layer. Okay, then we have VCM PCI DSS. Then we have some GDPR. Okay, get some more and more information about the GDPR because GDPR is the latest technologies and here I am doing a data protection, data security, asset management, asset securities point of view. So I would say GDPR is the first compliance you need to go and check it out on the same year. So GDPR side, you can go there and then you're just going to get all those checklists will be there, documentations will be there, everything will be available on the same. Go here and then these some controls you're going to maintaining it. Okay, and then generate definition low, and then you're going to get any specific documentation, whatever you want. What is the processor, what is the successor, what is the security processing is all about. I'm not say that you're going to study all those things, but yes, as per this checklist, you should be ready about, hey, what is the GDPR, how to compliant, what is the scope, what is the title scope is all about. Okay, so title scope, you can see that, go here, and then you're going to have processing and establishment, union data, which is targeted or low of the same countries. I can say that. Click on the same. Okay, so this all those things available here. So I would suggest here just take a look once you have time into the same GDPR. That's important so far. That's it. Okay, wait a second. And then we have HIPAA. Also, it's important for healthcare industries point of view here. I would say this is also important considerations. You can go to the HIPAA compliances. And then we have FISMA. FISMA is nothing, is Federal Information Security Management Act. I'm writing down. Information Security Management Act. Okay, then said which is important. I should say COBIT is the also a free things will be there. Okay, free frameworks you can just going to do. Security technology is all about. Yeah, that's it. And if you're going to go into the same, then we have TOGAF, ITAL, and so SOC 2 Type 2, and all other things will be there. Others frameworks we're talking about here. TOGAF is an open framework for security architecture point of view. ITL version 4 you can consider. Then we have SOC 2 Type 2. Okay, that's for IT point of view. And then we have ITGC controls. So these are some basic fundamental things you should have basic understanding about the data management point of view. Okay, that's is really helpful to you. Okay, then we have what is that things. Data production, yes, encryptions is very easy. Okay, data at rest, data states you're talking about, data at rest, data at transit. You know that basic things. Yeah, regulations, background, that's safe harbor. Nothing is required here. Safe harbor things. That's not important. Yeah, data privacy's point of view here. We have some data privacy's global scenarios of data safety things. Yeah, that GDPR. Okay, so I'm just gonna sending you this one. So GDPR, how is gonna working, and then GDPR applicability. Is the enterprise in UE, European Union? Yes or no? If yes, GDPR applies. If no, then does the data subject reside in stay in the in European Union? Say if yes, then we have this is no. Is the data subject currently traveling to European Union? No. Then there is the GDPR does not apply. And suppose JET is up moving to the Europe and subject reside into the European Union, and then does the processing relate to offering goods and services in the companies to different countries? Yes, the GDP applies. If no, then does the processing relate to the monitoring of the behavior of the US? Then company complies. If no, then these things. So how GDPR is applicable? And then rights and GDPR account what exactly things. And 4% of the world turnover and 2% of the world turnover is the penalties, not compliance will be there. Fines, you can say that. Then we have HIPAA, privacy law in India. Okay, right now we have PDPA. Okay, this is PDPB is 2019 was there, and this is US. Then nothing is important here. That is, we have an IST framework. This ISO 27000. Then we have some case studies about ISO things. Critical security controls, CIS we discussed about. This is all about
The
CIS
case
controls.
studies are in the presentation inside itself that you are giving.
No, case studies I'm going to provide independently.
So, okay,
This is the old one, okay, case studies. So I'm just going
okay,
to providing the case studies, which is going to use in current environment. I would say that.
okay. Because
Okay.
case studies itself help most in preparation because they are relating to real time situations.
Yes, case studies and use cases.
Application, yeah,
Yes.
application of all this knowledge in the corporate environment.
Okay, so yes, I'm providing some use cases and case studies once you done all those things here. That is very important, I would say. So yes, I will gonna providing the use cases and case studies. So this is the domain number 2. So this is a framework standards. Just try to study this one. Data life cycles, just getting all those informations. Then data life, data privacy, data security, data controls, asset threat modeling is all about. And then we have data security controls, I would say that. And then how to implement a technologies, okay, in the companies, I would say that. And then we have assets like tangible, intangible, basic structure, all those things. So these all are, I would say, very important considerations about the domain number 2 things, I would say that. So you just going to be study this one. I'm gonna sending, sorry, it's Control Z, Control C. So this is like tangible assets and intangible assets. You can say that copyrights, uh, trademarks, you can
Licenses,
patents,
patents.
licenses, okay, trade secret, okay, etc. Anything we have some uh, things will be there at DLP. How do okay, and these are controls all about. So this is all those things. And okay, so this is I'm gonna send it to you on a chat box, okay, on your WhatsApp. So you are going to be ready for this. Okay, thanks as about.
Yes.
Okay, so it's done. So if you have any question, then we can connect. And I think tomorrow and day after tomorrow you are taking the leave. I think Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so once we have time on after the weekdays or weekend, let me know so that we can going to do the domain number 3. But before I'm just going to do complete domain number 1 and 2. I have sent you some questions, and I'm gonna also going to send you some assignments and use cases and case studies here. So you want to
Yes.
prepare all those things.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to send you recordings and all those documentations in Google Drive so that you're going to be accessing all those things. Okay.
Yes. This recordings too I can access at this freelance website itself. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. If it's this, then it's fine. But I'm going to
Mm.
uploading on a one Google Drive. So documentation also going to getting it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So we have also lots of different documentations available like here. So this is really help you out
Mm.
into all those things. Okay. Thanks then. Thanks. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Bye. Thank you.